Hi viewers, and welcome to my final sort of gameplay video, if you like, of the new F1 2013 Classic Edition. And of course it is the replay, which has been requested by many. Again, the audio you'll be hearing is not direct. It's going to be recorded through a mic, so it lacks a bit of bass sound. So I thought rather than just playing direct audio, you can listen to me ramble on for a few minutes as we look at Nigel Mansell at Suzuka, one of my favourite racetracks. What are we looking at here? Well, obviously we're looking at the new camera viewpoints that are on display. We're looking at the new artistic approach to the retro F1, so you'll find that there's a slightly different approach to the way the circuit's coloured and it looks and everything else. As for alterations to the circuit, some seem to have had more alteration than others, but there are some classic circuits in the game. For example, Brands Hatch, that's going to be in there, and it will be, as I understand it, perfectly sort of put together, if you like, rather than the one that was seen in grid. Then of course you've got Imola, you've got Jerez and Portugal, and we've already seen with Jerez they've altered it to the old layout. But these camera viewpoints, I like these on board. This is nice. This, I really like this. This just off the shoulder of the driver, that's nice. Spoon curve, actually the camera would be on the far side of the track looking across, because you see him coming up the hill, but never mind. That's me being picky. So we're getting there. We're not quite there yet, but there's a lot of actual TV camera viewpoints being used, and some new viewpoints, but it's nice to see it's gradually coming along. We don't have the hover cam stuff that we used to have, where you just looked at the one car and couldn't see what was going on around you. I think that's something where some games have failed over the years, as I'm learning my way around, and then make that mistake having turned off traction control. Now this was the 1988 season, not a great season for Williams or for Nigel. Obviously this was the first year that Ayrton Senna won. Many of you will have seen the Senna movie. So it was very competitive, the end of the turbo era. And it was, the turbo era was, I thought a good era in terms of lots of power for the drivers to cope with. But there are always changes in Formula One, and next year again we have more changes, and people don't know whether it's going to be for the better or for the worse. I think the changes in '98 when we went to groove tyres certainly weren't good for the sport. It was certainly one of the worst eras for Formula One for many years. Bringing back slick tyres gave mechanical grip back to the drivers. It made it a better sport in many respects. But even so, these cars are so technical. I lose out slightly there. That there is only so much a driver can bring to a car. You also need lots of budget and lots of support, and it's like that throughout motorsport. I mean, even when you're starting in karting, if you're not well funded, you are going to find it challenging, because there are going to be people who are well funded, and now they'll have new tyres, new parts, perhaps a kart imported from America. There's lots of little tricks people get up to. That's what motorsport is also great about in many respects. It's darker side. We've seen Testgate recently, but these guys will do anything to try and maximise the rules, to try and maximise the performance of their car, push the envelope on what's possible. I think one of the best things I've seen recently is the Formula One fan car, the car that had a big fan on the back which would blow the car. Fantastic. It would suck air out the front, creating more downforce, blow it out the back, pushing the car faster. Got banned after one race, but it was fantastic. So then we make a mistake again on that final chicane, as you'll have seen in the gameplay video. These viewpoints are all really nice though, lots of nice cameras around the car, give you a nice feel. I look forward to what it's like when you have a whole field of cars. Now we don't know, there's no confirmation on all the cars that are going to be in the game. Also, people asking about the two versions. There'll be a F1 2013 standard, and there'll be an F1 2013 Classic Edition. That's going to be limited edition, then that's going to be gone, and then after that this will be DLC only for the F1 2013 owners. So there's going to be options there if you want this content or not. Certainly this is something they'll build towards. Lots of people asking about whether this is going to be out for the new consoles. Obviously this version won't be, it's being released before the new consoles are being released. So obviously new consoles next year, you can expect to see it on the new formats probably, I would expect. And of course then the developers will have so much more room to build on what they have here. And I think that that's when, in terms of physics and AI and you know, a lot of what's going on under the bonnet, they'll have the grunt for the graphics, they'll have a great graphics engine, it will look better than this, but it's the stuff you can't see that they're going to be able to put a lot of work into in terms of AI and physics and everything else. And I don't think people often realise, you know, how limited these guys are in terms of what they can do on the consoles, how much room there is for the physics they want, and how much it actually takes when you have 20 odd cars going around the circuit, all that AI, all that tyre degradation, you know, all that aerodynamics. You know, there's a lot going on there to process. So certainly it's been a bit of a bottleneck for them so far, and I look forward to the opportunity when they've got to promote that further. So coming around again, this replay isn't the full replay. We were limited for time on filming. It's filmed off screen, so worth noting that this isn't direct feed. There wasn't the option of direct feed. There often isn't at trade shows and events like this. So we did our best to get you some footage that's easy to work with. And as you'll have seen on the gameplay videos, I'm trying out different gears, I'm trying out different lines into corners, and that's what this practice session was all about. I actually didn't realise for the first few runs that a full replay was available on this particular demo. I love a good replay. I think, you know, a lot of people that follow me on the channel know I love a good replay. I always like to include the replay in my videos, but I'm often disappointed by the camera viewpoints, the sort of gamey camera viewpoints that they use. Very poor camera work, artificial shaking, cameras hovering over the car. Looks like nonsense. I think once they actually get all these official sports cameras in there, it will look like a real sports event, and it will really bring, I think, fans closer to the sport in what they're actually doing. They'll feel more like they're a part of it. It'll be great as well when you can actually run a replay and a race, so you could stream the replay live. Certainly in terms of community action, I'm hoping to run F1 this year, and you know, when that cut happens, I hope to be able to run some community races. It is something I would like to get into more. It's purely just workload at the moment that's preventing us from doing that, but eventually we will be looking for new people to help out on the channel, and so then we can develop it all further. So completing another lap, and this is what it's all about. I just love doing laps, especially in these cars. Turning off track control probably wasn't the best thing to do on my first run on it, but either way it gives me a good experience for you guys. And as you can see, the lines are always changing and improving depending on how comfortable I am. Of course, Nigel had a massive crash there, didn't he? What was it, 87 he had his crash? Took a long time to get over that. Great driver though. The only guy ever to hold the Formula 1 World Championship and the IndyCar World Championship at the same time. That will never ever happen again. I don't expect that to be broken. Certainly was an amazing era for him, and right on form as well. So graphically, you know, I'm liking this. I'm liking the artistic approach to it. Visual look of the cars. But we wait and see what the other circuits are like. One of my favourite all-time circuits is Brands Hatch, and I look forward to seeing what they do there in terms of lighting and visuals, and how well the circuit is modelled. Because Brands Hatch is a circuit I will live on. I've said this before. You know, if I get a good Brands Hatch, I'm going to live on that circuit. Just not do anything else. It's all over for the channel then. Brands Hatch video 21. It will happen. Of course, there's no Senna in this game. That license is taken by another company, so you won't be seeing him, but you will be seeing lots of classic drivers in the game. Again, it's not in the hands of Codemasters, it's in the hands of the rights holders themselves, whether they want those drivers involved, or depending on how much they're probably charging, I should imagine as well. It's always taken into consideration. There's always more to these things than meets the eye. You know, I'm sure developers would always like to put this all into a game and put it all in year one, but it does take years to develop the assets, bring it all together, and certainly they're building in the right direction. I think if you look at FIFA, you know, FIFA was terrible for years. Pro Evolution Soccer was miles better, and then they turned a corner one day, and you think, how long did it take FIFA to get there? 13 years? F1, not nearly as long, but the telly has dulled now, so I've been leaving it recording for too long. But that's it for now. I think we're going to end this recording. That's it. I've brought it back up again now. I think that's it for this video, viewers, but there'll be more from me very soon, more reflection on Formula One, more response to all of your comments, response on Twitter, responding comments to the videos, and of course I'll be discussing more in the forum as well. But that's it from me for now. As ever, you can see other links here of other videos on the channel, and there'll be more from me very soon.